introduce Brother Bain. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. We got new members in the church, but we're happy to have him tonight, and I want to get him up here, and thank you very much. Let's welcome Bain Durant.
Now, can you hear me? See there, this ain't gonna work. I talk loud though. Everybody give me just a second. I had this on there. Can you hear me there? Is it too loud? No. Well, they made me wear it, so if it is, I'm sorry. Well, how's everyone tonight? Great. Praise the Lord. It's awesome just to be here. You know, I ain't preached in a little while. I've been just doing some other service things. And to tell you the truth, I miss it sometimes, and sometimes I'm relieved when I don't have to get up here and I just get to sit back and take a hold. It's always awesome to get to come here and see you all, see your smiling faces, show these young folks. I hate it, Brother Ken's sick, but I enjoy it when I get to come. So. Thank God for letting me come and be ready whenever. He sent me a message telling me he's sorry for the short notice. I had like 3.5, 4 hours. That ain't really short notice for me, so that's a pretty good deal. Now this evening I just got a message that I've shared parts of it before, but I've never put it all together, so just pray for me. I'm just a sinner, saved by grace. I'm an old outlaw. Most of you know that. Most of you know me and know parts of my story. The awesome thing is my story gets bigger and better every day of my life. Yes. And it's just because of Jesus and what he's done for me and in me. And that's the only thing that makes any applause that y'all can give worth it. You know, I don't deserve none of that. But what God's done for me, what Jesus has let me get a hold of and done with me, and the love that he showed me worth all of y'all's applause and praise. Yes. But the awesome part is he wants to do all those things for you and so much more than I let him do for me. He loves us so much. He wants us all to realize that there's more than we know. That there's more to walk with him than there is to walk without him. All these fun things that I thought were so awesome my whole life caused so much heartache and so much pain for the folks around me. For me in the long run. But I'm so thankful that my story didn't end there. I'm so thankful Jesus came. That he died so that I could be set free. And he wants every one of y'all to know tonight if there's anything holding you down, there's anybody trying to tell you ain't good enough, telling you that you ain't ever going to amount to nothing, that where you come from or what you're going through is too big and too much, you're not going to make it, you don't have to listen. Amen. The devil's either putting that in them, or he's just using somebody trying to kick you down. Come on. Because we do have an opposition, and that opposition is him. Yes. He's everywhere in this whole world. This is his kingdom here. But I thank God that I'm heir. I'm joining heir with Jesus to a kingdom that's going to be so much better than this one is. Amen. Woo. Thank you, Jesus. Man. I've always been kind of a proud guy. My pride wasn't worth nothing compared to the pride that I get to have now. There was a time in my life where my pride and my vanity, it got me to a place where I couldn't even look at myself in a mirror. Got me to a place in my life where the people that loved me couldn't stand to be around. Wasn't good for nobody to be around me. But as I come in here tonight, most of y'all didn't know me that well then. Kyle and a few others might have. Somehow God lets you love me anyway, all the way to now and still going. Yeah. These fellas here, they ain't known me very long. They've been down a rough road too. But God's got us all forgiven and heading in a different direction. Amen. Thank God. Woo. Thank God. For what he did in your life. Thank God That that provision that he made was exactly what we need. Thank God that somebody cared enough to tell us. Thank God they give somebody a heart to care about others. You know, if we start to lean on them examples that Jesus gives, this whole Bible's plumb full of them. You know, the Old Testament, people get tangled up in things, you know, and it's not as tough as we make it. Old Testament is what happened before Jesus came. Yes. Some of that was some pretty good examples to follow of certain men and their faith. But then some of it wasn't too good. Some of those are pretty good examples, and if you catch yourself going that way, the children of Israel went, that you need to back up. The awesome thing is that everything that applied to the children of Israel applied to us, good and bad. If they wandered off in the bad, we're liable to wander off in the bad. It's the same relationship as to us if we've accepted Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, because we're joint heirs with Jesus. So that I just can't get over it. That I'm heir to a kingdom. Ooh. Man, that's so much better than I'm going to leave anybody, you know, here. I hope I leave somebody better than I found them. I hope I point them to Jesus. Yes. I hope the good that they see in me, they realize it's just Jesus, because there wasn't no good in me until I let him take hold. Ooh. That's just extra. That wasn't even nothing I was planning on saying tonight. That was just God moving on my heart because I love him and because I need to tell you how good he is. Amen. I need to tell you how much he loves you. I need to tell you that Jesus was our example. But he's just a man while he was here on earth. He lived as a man so that he could overcome all these things that we go through. So that he could have to go through every obstacle, every struggle that we have. You know, in our own human thinking, you know, mine especially, the way I can relate to this, I look at this the wrong way, and I've been looking at it the wrong way for a while. So tonight, I'm going to be in Matthew. I'm going to be in chapter 36, and I'm probably going to go all the way to about 46. And then I got another message right behind that, and I'm going to try to tie the two together. Because there's nothing better that I can give you than the Word of God. I can stand up here and tell you how it relates to me and all these things, and spend hours up here telling you what God's done and how each one of these things I read about in the Bible can apply to my life. If I'll get a hold of it and let him work the way he wants to. But I can just give you the Word and let God move and let you realize that he's moving in your life in both ways. And that everybody's way may be just a little bit different because we're all so different. But he's no respecter of person, and neither is his Word. His Word applies to you like it applies to me. Oh man, what a powerful thing. What an awesome setup. And only the creator of this world, of this universe, could set it up this way. That after all these years, there still ain't nothing better to talk about. It plumb to eternity. There ain't going to be nothing better to talk about than Jesus. Man, you ever just grab a hold of that? You ever try to just let that soak in? That we get to talk about the best thing there is to talk about. We get to share about all the goodness, all the grace, all those things. All right, I got to get moving here. Matthew, before I get going any further, dear Heavenly Father, I just come boldly to you this evening, thanking you for this opportunity to share your word. Father, I just hope that you open some hearts. You open some minds to what you have for them, Lord. Not that my words are anything, but Lord, the things that you show me are mighty. Lord, when you open up my own dim thinking, when you do these things in spite of me, Father, if you use me tonight to touch anyone for you, then thank you, Lord. But Father, I'm just trying to submit myself and ask you, do with me what you will. But move on them, touch their heart. But Lord, touch my heart and help me to understand and to get closer to you today. Even through a message you give me, I got to hear it again apparently because I get to preach it again, Lord. I've read it once today. I need to read it some more. Lord, I thank you for that, and I just ask you to have your way in each and every heart here tonight. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Right here, Jesus is just dead now. He's fixing to go to death, and he knows it. Excuse me, I said Matthew, but I never went no further. Matthew 36, no, it's 26 through 36. Excuse me, I messed that up. 26th chapter. 36th verse through about let's see, 46. This right here is where Jesus knows he's fixing to be betrayed. Knows what's going on. He's trying to get it through to the apostle. Then cometh Jesus with them into a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, sit ye here, while I go yonder and pray. You know, we're supposed to take all these examples from Jesus. That's one of the biggest examples we can take from Jesus right there. When there's something that we don't know, something that we don't understand, something we ain't sure about, or just every waking minute of every day, we need to be praying. We need to be spending time with the Father. How important is it for us to take full advantage of that gift that we have, to be able to commune with God, to be able to talk to Him? If Jesus knew He did. He knew that He couldn't make it out of this old world in the shape and in the way that He needed to if He didn't go to the Father, if He didn't pray. Really important. I think we overlook our prayers a lot of times. And He took with Him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and they began to be sorrowful. And He began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith He unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Tarry here and watch with me. And He went a little further, and He fell on His face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as Thou wilt. You know, as I've read that many times, and I thought about it, and I thought, you know, that's the human part of Jesus. You know, because we're all schooled up, we're all taught the time we were little kids to be afraid of death, to be afraid of dying. Don't do that. You're going to get hurt. That could hurt you. That could kill you. The thing I heard most of my life probably wasn't that it was going to kill me. It was, don't do that. That's going to kill your brother. I could talk him into a lot of things I wasn't brave enough to try. God help me. But you know, we're taught that. We're taught to be afraid. So I'm reading this and I'm thinking, you know, even Jesus was afraid to go. He knew He didn't want to. But the reason that He didn't want to wasn't nothing like I thought it was. Now that He'd opened my eyes and showed me some things, I'm going to tell you what He showed me. Verse 40, and it says, and He cometh to the disciples, and find them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And He went again away a second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, let this cup pass away from me, except I drink it. Thy will be done. He'd asked Him again about it. He don't really want to do that. There He goes again in 43. It says, and He came, and He found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And He left them, and He went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same word. This is 3 times in a row that Jesus has done it. Very important for Him to keep asking God, for Him to keep going about it. Then cometh He to the disciples, and saith unto them, sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners. Rise and let us go. Behold, it is at hand, he that doth betray me. Judas had just betrayed Him. The guy just about slept through it. You know, I took a lot of different things off this and all. But the thing I was thinking was, you know, he didn't want to die. He didn't want for this to be over. I thought all along that's what He was asking. And then He showed me that that ain't what He was worried about. What He's worried about was the death. The death that we die. He wasn't afraid to die. He knew where He was going. He done read the Word. He done knew God's heart. He done knew what was going to have to take place. But Jesus was smart enough and had enough godly wisdom in Him to know that the part He didn't want was He didn't want to be separated from God. And that's what He had to be to die the way that we die. But lo and behold, look at that report page. He asked 3 times so that he don't have to die that way. Please don't let me do this, Lord. That's what he's saying. He said, but your will be done and not mine. You know what the awesome part of that is? God didn't want him to have to die that way either. But it had to be for you and me. He had to die that kind of death. You know why? So that we don't have to. He's the only way that I don't have to die separate from God. It's because he went and he took my sins and he bore them on the cross. All this time I've been thinking, you know, he really didn't want to do that. I was thinking it was because he didn't want to die like we don't. The part that bothered him was he didn't want to be separated from his Father even for a minute. Because he knows what can happen. He knows that's a terrible place to be. But I'm here to tell you tonight, it's only through Jesus we can have a blessed assurance. Sing about it. The songs have been wrote about it. My life is so thankful for. We don't have to die separated from God. But if we accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, we don't have to die that day the same way. How important is it for us to share with all those around us? They don't have to die that death either. It's a death we could die, we just be to this old mortal body, and then we just go on living with Jesus for the rest of eternity. That's amazing. That's an awesome thing to think about, to get a hold of. Jesus didn't want to, but he did it just because God wanted him to, so we could come back in right relationship with the Father. I'm not a very deep person, but that might be one of the deepest things God let me get a hold of in a long time. And it's nothing to do with me or my knowledge or my understanding. It's all to do with the depths of his love and how much he really loves us. How much he wants each one of us to choose Jesus as our Lord and Savior, so that we can have that only way back to the Father, so that we don't have to die separate, so that we don't have to spend eternity in the devil's head. It's a very real place. God help me, I was headed there one time, but thank God I'm never going there again. Thank God that Jesus died for me. Whew. You see, I've had to shorten some messages and things, and that's why I've added another one to this, and I believe they tie together really awesome. See, I don't know that I am a cowboy. I've always wanted to be a cowboy. Let me say it that way. That's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I grew up in town. I never lived in the country until I lived on my own. But I've had a horse because I was a finagler. Because I was a rotten little kid. When my parents got divorced, I told my mom, Dad's going to buy me a horse. Then I turned around and told Mom, Dad's going to buy me a horse. So I figured I had to use a divorce to get me a horse. Didn't have nowhere to keep one, still lived in town, but I got a horse out of it. Kids, let me tell you, you'll regret doing things like that to your parents. Don't try it, it's not good. Now that I'm a parent, I pray my kids don't act that way. I know they do, but I hope they don't. But anyway, I always want to be a cowboy. But God's blessed me, and he loves me, and he lets me enjoy these things that he's created. And he's let me be a cowboy. He's let me have revivals out here at the rodeo ground. He's let me win some things. He let me win some money. He let me do some things and give him the glory for all those things. One of the best things he's ever done for me is use me in something that I love. God's that way. If there's something you love, if it's sport, if it's rodeo, if it's cars, whatever it is, if you love the Lord more, you can use that, and he'll let you give him the glory through everything you do in that, and he'll bless you, and he'll use you. A lot of places I've been getting to go preach is Wilburton. share God with them, with some people that won't ever go to church. Because Jesus starts to have his way in their heart. And I realized I got to cut these messages down to about 15 minutes apiece. You got to really move fast to keep their attention, to keep their focus. But if we just give a little bit of time to God, if we just let him use us where he will, he's going to bless us and use us in those things that we enjoy. That's why he created us, was to have joy and peace, but to walk hand in hand with him. Folks, I encourage you to find what he wants you to do. To push in, because there's more to this than just receiving salvation. It's taking it, going outside these walls, and sharing it with everybody that you see first, and abusing and beat down. Whether they're abusing somebody or something, or just themselves. They just need Jesus. The reason they act that way, they're just lost. They don't know where to look or what to do. Sometimes the only Jesus they see is the Jesus that's in you. If I act like I want to sometimes, God help me, it's hard for me to see Jesus. But I thank God, he gives me grace and mercy. And he lets me realize that the more I get to do and the more time I get to spend with him, the better I am. The better I'm going to be. The more loving and caring toward y'all, toward my family, toward everybody else. You know, he kept praying there about the will of God, and that it be done. Now I'm going to tell you about a little bit of the will of God right here. I'm going to be in 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5. I was looking and I've got all these messages cut down where they're really short, where I can get the meaning of the message apart. But then I looked at this and I read some more today and I thought, I got time. It's storming. And we all love Jesus, and if we don't, I want you to. And I want you to understand exactly what he's got for you. But it does require a few small things for you to do. And I want to tell you about it. So it's the whole chapter 5 this evening. Because like I said, there's nothing better than the scripture to tell you what he said. I can tell you what he does and what he's done for me, but it's better in his word. Chapter 5. He said, but the times and the season, brethren, have you no need that I write to you? This is Paul talking to the church of Thessalonians. He said, for yourselves, you know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, and suddenly destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child. And they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Jesus is your Lord and Savior. Ye are the children of light. Just like that, my little light of mine. What a song. I don't care how old I am, that song puts a smile on my face. Lifts me